Okay, guys. Okay, guys. What we're gonna do today is take a look at a few of the accounts that are necessary for your survival. Don't get me wrong; these are necessary for your survival. So I'm just gonna talk a little bit about your first-time home savings account. If you're a first-time home buyer now, the Canadian government has made it possible for you to be able to save up to a maximum of $40,000 in a first home savings account, tax free. So, what does that mean to you? And what does that mean for you? That means that you have access to a maximum savings of $40,000 tax free savings in an account at your own will, right? And you also have the ability to deduct every money you save in this account from your taxable income. This is great, no doubt. Now, let me tell you what this means. This means that every time you save money, you are able to deduct that from your taxable income, save more money for yourself, and pay less taxes. What else do you have here? You also have the opportunity to withdraw your money at the end of the day without paying any taxes, including the return on your investment, without paying a single tax on it. This is great. But what problem do we have? The problem we have is that most people do not understand the power of this account. Most people do not understand the leverage that these things provide to them. And a lot of people have these quality products in their CRA portal for so long, and they have never used it even when buying their first home. Now, let me probably explain to you what this account actually means and why the Canadian government have deemed it necessary that individuals understand how to invest for a certain period of time before they can actually go into purchasing a home. All right. Now, a home is a major expenses. It's a big deal, and it's not something you want to do because everyone else does. It's not something you want to do because you never did. It's not a trap you want to get into. It's not a place you want to be if you do not understand the ins and outs. You have to have a clear picture of what you're doing and why you're doing it, what you're hoping to achieve with it, and also think about what other implications apart from just living in a house that you own, that you don't even own. Sorry about that, you don't own it, that you are mortgaging, living in a house that you're paying a mortgage on. What's the implication? What opportunities are you missing when you have to pay $4,000 every month for a house, or $3,500 depending on what you pay and depending on where you live? What opportunity are you missing? And of course, I want you to have a home. I want you to have buy a home. But the issue is, how do you progress from here to the point where you own that home? What did you do from now to the point where you own that home? What investment do you have that generates you the income, to fund that home? How do you structure your finance in a way that makes it possible for you to own that home without breaking the bank, without being in a trap for 25 years? If you have to pay debt for 25 years, you are trapped. Believe me. And if you have to pay equity taxes for 25 years, you're in a trap. And this is why the government understands that people need this, and they have provided it to you to start utilizing it at least for a certain period of time before you acquire your first home. Now, we're going to start somewhere. We're going to start somewhere. We're going to start from the point you turn 18. Now, from the point you turn 18, you can save $40,000 in your first home savings account. What does that mean? If you have $40,000 in this account, that means money could work for you and compound for you for a period of time of 10 years plus sometimes, so that you can be able to acquire your first home without breaking the bank, without having to pay your mortgage for 25 years. This account is meant to give you peace of mind. It's meant to help you. For me, I prefer renting, and I'll tell you why. I have freedom of time. I can travel. I can invest. I'm not trapped. I can pay my rent and invest the rest. And we're going to look at that in this session. We're just going to take a look at what that really means. And we're going to take, we're going to look at the S&P, the NASDAQ 100. We're just going to look at the returns of NASDAQ 100 for the past 10 years and see what you could have achieved in 10 years if you invest just half the money you pay on your mortgage. Just half the money you pay on your mortgage. Not even including your equity taxes, your maintenance costs. Just half the money you pay on your mortgage. That's what we're going to plug in here. And we're going to show you what you could have returned in 10 years. And then we're also going to show you what you're going to end up paying to the bank in 25 years or 30 years of your mortgage term. Right? That's what we're going to do right now. So we're going to go to my screen quickly. And if you're looking at my screen right here, right? I'll start somewhere here. This is you. This is your mortgage. $700,000, $800,000, $500,000, whatever it is. In some cases, you have to pay just 5% equity down, right? Down payment. In some cases, you have to pay 20%, right? Now, this is a home of $700,000, right? I'm going to make this a little bold so some of you can see it. All right. Okay, I'm making it a little bold, just a bold. Okay, here we go. Oh, by the way, this financial planning well-being dashboard is from Nisha. Shout out to Nisha. So I had to modify this in my own way. Right. Now I want to show you something here real quick. This is $700,000 for this home, right? And then you have to make a down payment of maybe 20%, maybe 5%, whatever it is, based on where you live. Now let's say your home is at 8% interest, right? That means if you make a down payment of $40,000, this is how much you borrowed. So this is the amount amortized actually. So this is what you're paying mortgage on, right? And you have to pay for 25 years, which is 30 months, right? Now, at 8%, you have to pay $4,322.17, right? Monthly. Now, what does that also mean? You are in debt every single month in the next 25 years. Right? Right. At the end of the term, this is what you would have paid in loan. This is what you would have paid in 25 years. This is what you borrowed, $560,000. This is what you end up paying, 100% plus, right? More than 60% of what you borrowed is what you end up paying, right? Does it make sense? You borrowed $560,000. right? At the end of the day, you're going to pay back $1,296,651. This does not include your down payment. Now, if you put that number together with your down payment, this is essentially how much you paid for your house in 25 years. 1.4 million, 36,000. $1,436,000. That's a lot of money. But how many of you are going to be able to save this money in your lifetime? But we end up giving it to the banks because we want to live in a home. And what does that do to us? Because we are trapped, we have to do this consistently every month. No rest, no vacation, no time off, no sickness, no holidays, no nothing. You have to be in that cycle of work and pay every single month. It's a trap. There is no bigger trap. You could be making the money right. You could make $6,000 a month. But I'll tell you that this becomes a burden to your life. Now, who told you that in 25 years that your home will be worth this amount of money? This is what you paid for a home. In 25 years, how much are you going to sell the home for? You're probably not going to sell for $1 million in the next 25 years, I bet you. But let me tell you the opportunity costs of buying a home. Now, because this is not the only amount that you pay for your home. This is just your mortgage. Then you have to pay your equity taxes. You have to pay your maintenance costs, bills, electricity, whatever, water, whatever, all of that, right? And you are stuck in that home. It's home. But let me show you what you also miss. Let's see what you're actually doing. Remember that each time you give this money to the bank, you make them money, right? Because you're paying them interest, right? But let me show you what you could have done. And we're going to use an example from, what the S&P 500 was able to achieve in the past 10 years. Now, if you look at the S&P 500, you can ask Google. Now, the Nasdaq 100 has returned a continuous average of 19.3% per annum for the past 10 years. 19.3% per annum for the past 10 years. Now, the government of Canada has given you an opportunity to be smart, to save money, to invest money, so that you can buy your first home in a very easy way. They know what they're doing. They're trying to help you, and they're trying to help individuals do these things the right way. But we are going to be adamant and, ignorant in most cases, and we will reject every call to understand the steps that we have to take. But let me show you something. This is what you would have spent in 25 years. Now, some of you will always say, well, I want to buy my home. If I do not buy my home, then where am I going to live? I'm wasting money if I'm renting. If you're renting, you're not going to pay $4,000 on rent, right? If you're renting, you're probably going to pay $2,500, right? If you pay $2,500 on rent and you can invest the difference, remember, you have no equity taxes at the end of the year, right? You have no maintenance costs. It's none of your business, right? And you also have the opportunity to invest your money in the right portfolios, right? Now, this is what you have here. Look up here. Let's calculate your one-time investment amount needed for a certain goal. Look here. Look here. We're going to start with your 140,000 down payment. And we are going to see what your 140,000 down payment did in the past 10 years. Alright? In the past 10 years. In the past 10 years, NASDAQ 100 has returned an average of 19.3%. Past 10 years, consistently. Right? This is 2026 from 2016 to this time. 19.3% average return. If you put your $140,000 here in the past 10 years, in the past 10 years, it's not a long time. If you've been in this country since 2016, this is your 10th year, and it's not a long time. That's a pretty much good enough time for you to plan to invest towards your home. If your $140,000 stays in here for the past 10 years, this is what you're out with today. Today you have $817,000, 584. This is going to buy you a home, cash down, money down, money down. No stress. It's a one-time investment. It buys you your home in 10 years. Right? Your one-time investment. This is your one-time down payment. In 10 years, you bought you a home. And you have 100,000 difference, by the way. Right? Now, this is just your down payment. Now let's look at what your monthly payment would have done in 10 years. Let's take it up a notch. Calculate your maximum return at certain monthly investment. Your monthly payment, as we plot that out here, right, it was how much? 4,322, right? If you put out 4,322 here, and you stay consistent for 10 years. In the past 10 years, now we're talking about the past 10 years. This is an actual return. This is actual result. In the past 10 years, you have your monthly payment in just 10 years has returned you $1,554,448. Think about it. This is money in your pocket. Now, this is what we do, right? You pay the down payment of $140,000. Yeah, take this money, just hold on to it, and do whatever you want with it. Just give me a house. $140,000. But $140,000 in 10 years could have returned you $817,000. Now your down payment for the past 10 years could have returned you $1 million, $555,000 $1,555,000, $1.5 million. But you are willing to stay in debt, to keep doing this, to keep paying this amount of money for 25 years. Now, I have just shown you what this deed could have been in 10 years. But you are willing to get stuck in the mortgage for 25 years. Okay, let's go back up and put 25 years instead of 10 years and see what you're missing. In 25 years, your down payment, just your down payment, $140,000 on that home. In 25 years, you have $11 million if the market remained consistent at this rate. It could come down, it could go up a little bit. It could go to 18% in 25 years stretch. It could go to 17%. But this is what the market has done in 10 years. If it did that in the next 15 years, right, you would have $11 million. Cash in your bank account. Your one-time $140,000. 25 years is long, okay? It's not. If you're 50-year-old, by the time you turn 75, it's 25 years. If you're 45 years old, by the time you turn 65, it's 75 years. It's 25 years. If you're 20, by the time you turn 45, it's 25 years. If you're 35, by the time you turn 60, it's 25 years. Now, even you're not able to achieve this number, right? If you do not have 140,000 because you're not buying a home, start with what you have. Start where you are. Okay, now let's go back up again and put in 25 years here for your monthly payment. In 25 years, you have $1,949,901 in return. In 25 years, 25 to life. This is what you would have made. But people always say, but you gotta live somewhere, and you can always invest all of this. Now let me tell you that if you include your equity taxes and whatever it is you pay, maintaining your home and all of that crap, you're probably paying up to $5,000 a month. Okay, $5,000 a month or whatever it is, $4,000 a month. If you could invest just half this money, $2,000 here, in 25 years, you have $14 million, right? I'm not even looking at the camera. I'm just, you have $14 million, right? You paying $2,500 for your rent, you invest in $2,000. For 25 years, you have $14 million. Now, if you think that's way too long to be invested, it is not. Now, let's make it 10 years. 2010 years. What do you have? At least in 10 years, you could have bought your home, saving just $2,000 per month. How much did you save? $240,000. How much do you end up with? $719. Alright? Now, the Canadian government have given us an opportunity to learn, to invest, and they capped it, by the way. They say you can only invest $40,000 because they know if it was open-ended now and you can deduct it from your taxes, bro, it would have been crazy because a lot of people would invest so much money in this account and the government will have no more taxes to deduct from your income, right? Now, this is what the government did. They say you can invest $40,000 in this account. I remember you only have like $8,000 a year, right? Of contribution limit per year. And if you've been in this country for a period of time, then you can have more room, right? Now let me look at this. If you have $40,000 in this account in 10 years, just leave it for 10 years. If you left it for 10 years, for the past 10 years, this is what you have. $40,000 has returned $233,000 plus. Now you can buy your home. Yeah. This is gonna pay a chunk, right? Just $40,000 kept out. Just let it be there. Let it ride out, right? But we are so willing to buy a home without understanding the steps that we have to take, without understanding finance, without understanding that we have to plan towards that. It's a long-term thing. You don't just wake up someday and I'm going to go get a home because I earn a certain amount of income. Without even asking yourself this question, right? What happens when my income goes away? What happens when I can no longer earn this money? What happens when I get sick? When I get cancer? When I get kidney failure? When it all goes wrong? What happens to the mortgage? I have to pay for 25 years. If I get sick in 10 years' time, what happens? Your payment don't stop. The bank don't realize they're going to come for you, right? You still have to pay. What happens when a breadwinner dies? When that individual who is the head, who brings in the bulk of the money, who makes it work? What happens when they pass away? What you're going to do? What you going to do with the mortgage? You still have to pay. Right? You still got to pay. Your debt don't go away. What happens to the dream of your children going to the best schools? What happens to the dream of living a good life if your children, living right? The first thing they do is that they're going to come for your mortgage, right? And you're always going to lose. Even if you sell, you are always going to lose. Repo, they're going to repossess it, right? It's called repo. It is a sweet word. And they so want to repossess it. They want to repossess it. Because they make more money by repossessing. They don't lose. So you gotta start understanding how to make your money work for you. Start thinking about that on time. Start thinking about life insurance so that when a family member dies, the family gets richer. That's what it means. When the breadwinner passes away while they have a mortgage, the family's life insurance policy can cover your mortgage, right? If you already made a mistake of taking a mortgage, then your policy should cover your mortgage. Your family should get wealthy when you pass away. They don't have to bear a burden. You make them happy. You leave inheritance. You leave protection. You brought them out here for a good reason, right? Now, this is the same tool. Now, let me tell you. Now, most of us hear about life insurance and we don't really know how it works, what it means, how it operates. It is your biggest investment account that you can have access to at any point in time when you are still here on earth. It grows money just like this. It grows income just like this. Every premium you put in there goes straight into your investment bucket before your insurance bucket, your protection bucket. Now, this is an account that holds ETF, bond, stock. Now, this is what they understand out there. Finances, the numbers the banking system understand. It's the numbers the investment houses understand. And this is the numbers the top 5% to 10%, whatever number it is, understand. And they are the biggest buyers of life insurance because they know what it means. They know it is their biggest investment. They purchase their houses with it. It becomes their family's personal bank account. They take loans from it without credit check. They borrow from it. They invest in it. It's a grinding machine of wealth, generating money. That's what it is. But you gotta know how to use it. You have to understand how it works. And by the way, there is no $40,000 cap on it. There is no cap on your investment, on growth for your family. But instead, we are trapped in debt. And this is the system, right? Now, once you get trapped in this process, you cannot think of anything else but work all your life to pay for this. And at the end of the day, you're probably going to go to a retirement home, right? Now, every time you give the bank this money, let me tell you what the bank does. They do exactly what I've shown you here. That's how they make money. They have the system to generate money. They don't sell a product. They don't sell clothes. They don't sell shoes. They don't sell nothing. They don't even sell mortgage. They only loan you money and get interest back from you, which is exactly what you did, giving them $1.2 million extra on whatever they give to you. Now you see they're making double, right? They made here from you, and they make here when they invest that in your 25 years term. So much money. Now, at the end of every quarter, what do they print out? Billions of dollars in income, in quarterly income, billions of dollars, because they have you providing the money for them to invest the money, and they cash out for their shareholders. Shareholders, I love the word shareholders. Shareholders. That word is music to my ears. An equity owner. Now, we can talk a little more about this, but you have to attend a section where we sit down and we'll break it down for you, right? Now, we'll show you exactly what it is you're doing that is wrong. And we're going to show you the right thing to do for your family. We're going to show you the portfolios, how to get into them, but you can find them. Now, we can plug you into 50 companies, asset management, investment houses, where you can do the right things for yourself and for your family. And your earnings could start working for you right away. It It all depends on you. And if you want to make extra income, by the way, in the space of finance, all you need to do is go get a license and make the money you have never made. Just get an Ontario license if you live in Ontario, wherever you live, get a license, get the trainings, right? An LLQP exam, do these things. And it's a simple exam, by the way, an open book exam, multiple choice question, click, pass. Do it, take the step, and you'll be on track to change your life forever. Alright? Let's not lock ourselves up in debt, right? Let's not get trapped in debt. Let's not get trapped. Let's be smart. Let's be smart about money. Let's understand how the system works. Now, the system is designed for business owners and entrepreneurs and investors. And we're middle income individuals. You got to be in that circle, right? Providing resources for them to get richer, because you just don't know any better, right? They say, graduate, get a good degree, get a job, get a home, and all that. That's what they say, right? It's a rhetoric that has been put in place to create a mindset shift so that the banks can get enough money from you to make a lot more money for themselves. But if you're smart and you understand exactly what goes on in finance, you could take advantage of what exactly they're doing and do it for your family. Create a basket of wealth for your family. Use a life insurance account, a universal life insurance, to protect your family. Now do these things. Be smart about these things. Get on it. Learn. Get a license. Get licensed so that you can have more access to all of the tools that they have. When you get licensed, you can plug into companies in the States and in Canada. You can look at everything that they have. Once you get a license, that's all. You have access to the same tools they have access to. Now let me show you some. A quick one. This is what you have access to once you get a license. And I'm not going to talk about, by the way, I don't want to talk about how much money you can actually make in this space, just by getting a license. I'm just going to talk. We could be looking at these, by the way, but I'm telling you, it is crazy money we're talking about, right? It is crazy money we're talking about, right? Now we're talking about crazy money. Believe me, when I mean crazy money, I mean crazy money. We're talking about income. We're talking about 6 figures in a month. We're talking about 6 figures in a month. We're talking about multiple figures in a single month. Aloysius, okay, we're talking about numbers, right? But this is not what we're going to talk about. We're talking about numbers. The month of August now saw these numbers for a month of August. Now you can imagine what those numbers are in a single year. We're talking about real numbers, right? We're talking about real numbers. We're talking about $1 million in a single year, all right? Right? Now, this is what you have the opportunity to learn, to understand, to make work for you. All you need is an Ontario license, and it's just going to cost you $150 to go get your license. And get your license from the Financial Regulatory Commission of Ontario, right? If you live in Ontario, by the way, if you live elsewhere, we can talk about how to get your license. It's pretty much the same. Wherever province you live in Canada, get your license. If you live in the state, you're going to get a state license. It's even cheaper down there. Here you pay $150. There you pay probably, I think they pay $100 down there, right? Get your license. Get in this space to learn how money works so you can make it work for your family. Right? That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. That's how to grow. So that every time you make money, you will understand how to make it make more money for you. That's what it means when the rich gets richer, because money makes more money for them. Right? It's not because they're working any harder. They're not working any harder. Money makes more money for them. They're not working any harder. But you have to learn, and you have to be willing to be in this space and learn, so that you're not trapped in debt, you're not wasting your time, you're not in a loop, you're not running around, you're not in a circle, you're not running around, going back and forth, working for many years and achieving no result because you're trapped. Right? Understand the easy ways to buy a mortgage. Right? Understand that you have to be invested to get a mortgage. You got to make it easy for yourself. Get a life insurance that protects whatever you have and generates income for you. Serious income that you can go cash out, you can use whenever you want. Now I want to show you something about that, by the way. I'm going to show you this. Look at this. Now look at this. Look what this means. Just some people do not understand the power of life insurance, right? So I'm just gonna go to Google real quick. Where is it? Need to shut down a few things here. This guy is overloaded. Now let's close up some applications here. The system is overloaded. But I want to show you something real quick. So, the secret of wealth is what you have to understand to start generating wealth. Your job will never make you rich. You are just a worker. In the bee colony, you are the worker. Right? In that colony of bee, you are the worker. You want to be the queen? Sip all the juice. This is how to get it working for your family. You want to be the queen? Be the queen in the big colony. Right? Oh, I'm trying to show you something, but this is not opening up. Could I show you that? Could I show you that? Could I show you something here? But that is not coming up though. But I just want to show you how much of life insurance, the financial institutions are buying. Because they are buying a huge chunk in the billions of dollars worth of life insurance. Because it's an investment vehicle for them to generate income. Huge chunks of universal life insurance. I want to show you exactly what they're buying in the billions of dollars. I was about to look at the banks, exactly what they're buying. Oh, by the way, we can literally go to a website right here. All right. Now let's go to this website. It's a quick one. Now let's go. I want you to look at this. Look at here. Look here. Just look at here. Right here. US bank locations. It's gonna pop up. It's gonna show you something you've never seen. This is the information that we do not know about. Okay, I'm gonna go straight. My system is a little bit slow, so I'm gonna shut off a few things, close up a few windows. Now, I want you to look at this. Look at this. Look at this, my friends. US bank locations. Go there, US bank locations. Look for it. Search for it. Now, this website ranks banks in North America by everything they own, by routing numbers, by their rates, locations, ranking, wherever they are in North America, right? Now, what we're going to do here is that we're just going to go to their ranking. So we're going to go to their ranking and see how they are ranked. Now, what do we have here? Bank rankings in the United States, right? We got numbers of branches, net income, quarterly net income, returns on asset, quarterly returns on asset, returns on equity, quarterly returns on equity, whatever they have. Rankings based on assets and liabilities, cash and balances, obligations, US debt obligations, total debt securities, net loan and leases, whatever they have. But I want us to go right down. Let's just look at what they have in assets and liabilities, right? Assets and liabilities. Here we are. Now, I want you to come down with me to assets and liabilities. Let's see what they got. Come down with me right here. They have different kind of assets, right? They have loans allowance, net loans, leases, federal funds sold, reserve purchase agreements, whatever that means, a whole lot of things. These are all money though. What else do they have down here? They have life insurance. Look here. Life insurance. They got it. Let's click on life insurance and see what they have on life insurance. Now remember that these are bank financial institutions. They're not going to die. They've been around for so long, longer than you will ever live. But they buy life insurance. Why do they do that? And look at the numbers. $25 billion worth of life insurance for Bank of America. I mean, Bank of America, they've been on top for a year now, since the last time I checked. They've been on here. Wells Fargo's $18.4 billion. JP Morgan Chase, $12.9 billion. If you live in Canada, BMO Bank, $4.5 billion. TD Bank right here, $1.827 billion. Why are they buying life insurance? They are not gonna die. It generates money. It's because it makes them money. But whenever you hear about life insurance, you think you're gonna die? For you to cash out of this? No. It generates you money while you're right here. While you're here, you make money. While protecting your family, protecting your mortgage, putting things in place so that even when you're gone at the end of time, your family's income is stable. Your family is doing well. Your family is soaring. That's why you set up life insurance. Because it can make you money while you're here, and it can make you money when you are gone. It will fund your children's education. It will cover your mortgage. It will start a business for your family. But it can do the same thing while you are here. Sense. It's your personal bank. You can borrow money from it. You can reinvest in it. You can reduce your premium. You can do whatever you want. the rich getting richer is because the rich they are really smart, right? And it's not a major secret, but wisdom and lack of knowledge is the reason why we don't even ask. We don't look, we just don't care. And then we are trapped in the system, providing the system with resources to make the rich even rich. And we are the ones paying the taxes, by the way, because the people don't pay no taxes. They know how to handle that. Yeah, they know how to handle it. They know where to put the money. They know how to deduct that. They know how to work the system. Right? I want to show you something, by the way. I want to show you what this actually means. Universal life insurance. Right? I want to show you exactly what you can do with it. Just a little bit, right? I want to show you how powerful this is. And at the end of this session, if you want to do something here, if you want to do this, just hit me a call. My phone number is right there. Hit me a call, chat me on WhatsApp, talk to me. Now, let's take a look at something here. I'm trying to pull out something here for you to see. Let me show you why you have to be proactive. You have to be proactive. I want to show you our confusion, the reason why we make a lot of mistakes, we don't take action, right? When we hear about these things, we're like, no, it's not for me. I'm too young. I'm there. I won't pass away. I won't get sick. Nothing's going to happen to me. Yeah, nothing's going to happen to you because you have tomorrow in your hand, right? Because the guy that passed away yesterday, you're better than him. I want you to look at this. Look at this. I'm going to make it bold a little bit. Look at this. First, I want to show you. No, I want to start somewhere. Let me start by showing you your confusion about a universal life insurance, about life insurance. I'm going to start with our confusion, right? I want to show you what we're confused about. This is what we think whenever we hear protection, value. Why are people so misinformed about life insurance? Now let's talk. Now we are so misinformed about life insurance due to a combination of high pressure sales tactics. Maybe they don't know how to present it to you. Maybe they don't know how to let you understand it. They don't know how to make you grasp it. Complex, jargon, heavy products, and general aversion to discussing mortality. Because you don't want to talk about that, you don't want to talk about tomorrow, you don't want to talk about the future, right? Now, many people mistakenly believe it is too expensive or only necessary for those with children, or that employer-provided coverage is sufficient. This is our confusion, right? We just do not understand it. This is our misconception. Now, most of us rely on work coverage. Now, we mistakenly believe that these coverages provided by our employers are sufficient. No, they are nowhere near sufficient. Not realizing that it is usually low value and rarely follows you when you leave the job. When you leave that job, you drop it. Everything ends, right? Whereas do we not understand that we can actually purchase a policy for our family for as low as $25 a month. $25 a month can set up a policy for you, for a 40-year-old person. So, this is our misconception. This is what we fear. This is our lack of knowledge. But let me show you our light. This is your light right here. Read with me. It's a flexible, permanent policy offering lifelong protection combined with tax advantage savings and investment growth. Its primary benefits include tax-deferred cash value accumulation and tax-free payouts. What else? It is flexible in premium and benefit. What does that mean? You can increase or decrease or sometimes keep premium payment depending on your financial situation. You can adjust your death benefit. You can adjust it. Your taxes are deferred. What is that? A portion of your premium goes into a savings account and grows on a tax-deferred basis, which can be used to supplement retirement income. Can you see that? You have a lifelong coverage. The policy lasts your entire life, ensuring benefits for your heirs. You have an investment option. You can customize your savings portfolio by choosing from various investment options, such as what? Interest options, managed money, or equity-linked investment tailored to your risk appetite. Don't get me wrong, this is your bomb. This is your basic. This is what I've just shown you. You can generate income. You can generate money while protecting your family. How many things have I printed out here? I've shown you savings for your first home. I've shown you investment, what you could have been able to return. And now I'm showing you life insurance, how you can combine those together to protect your family, generate income while you're here. Basically have a bank for yourself. A bank for yourself. Now imagine that every single penny that you've had since the day you turned 18 has been working for you. Now you're not just keeping it in the bank and just doing nothing. It has been working for you since the day you turned 18. Every penny. That's what it means. Time in the market. How much time you are in the market, generating returns consistently. This is the opportunity you have. And if you decide to go get a license, you'll make way more money. We gotta learn. Alright. This is the end of this session, and I want you to take action. Get down on this description down there. Hit me on WhatsApp. Book a Zoom session, Get in here. Let's talk. Now let's draw a financial strategy for you and your family. Let's stretch it out for 10 years and see what you can achieve. So that you don't keep wasting your money on ridiculous things. Without a plan, we're lost. We can do it, right? Get on here, sign up for a section. No payment, no payment required, no money involved, no nothing. It's knowledge that we are here to gain, to learn, to grow, to understand long term for us and for our children. Let's do it. Okay? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's learn. Let's understand. So if you look down there, there's going to be a description somewhere down there. I don't know. It should be right down there. Click on it, jump in here, sit down for 45 minutes and see what you can achieve. See what you can do for your family. No payment, no payment, never. You do it for yourself. And I'll show you how to get a license as well. You do it for yourself. You do it for yourself. You know, it is worth doing. It is worth doing. It is totally worth it. Alright? Now, see you there. Make sure you jump in some of the session and learning something for yourself and for your family, okay? Okay? We gotta do it. Let's do it. You know, it's time that we start, rethinking some of the things, some of the decisions we're making, right? It's time we start rethinking it, doing it right, setting up a financial plan for, for long term, addressing our needs, addressing long-term goals, not jumping in and taking debt, and getting ourselves trapped. You can't travel, you can't rest, you can't go back to wherever you come from and relax. Because you got to pay every single time, right? Okay? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Now down there on the description is a link. I probably have a Zoom call, a Zoom set up there. But on the WhatsApp, you can hit me up on the WhatsApp. But I would have preferred you hit me up on the Zoom, on a Zoom link so we can have a Zoom session, right? So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay? Let's do it. Let's keep learning, developing, understanding. Do it for your family, Do it for your children. Do it for now. And do it for tomorrow. Do it. For why? It is the right thing to do. It is the right thing to do. is the right thing to do. Okay, that's it for this session. I hope you enjoyed this time. I hope you're gonna take action. I hope you're gonna start learning. I hope you're gonna, hope you're gonna start doing the right thing. Basically, I hope you're gonna start doing the right thing. Basically, I mean, I hope you're gonna rethink the way we spend money, the way we take debts, the things that we really care about. We can start caring for our families more. Let's do it. Do it. Right? Peace out. Okay. And that's the end of this session. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching this clip.